died about 25 years ago. She was the younger sister of my mother and was my mother's bridesmaid and my godmother. I remember visiting her maybe 2 or 3 years before she died, and she was crying as she said to me, "I want to have grandchildren." Maybe I was too young at the time to understand what she felt or to feel what she felt. But now that I'm nearly 43 years a priest, I think I can understand more. When I joined the Columbans in 1961, our seminaries in Ireland, United States and Australia were full, and our society was growing every year in terms of ordained priests. But from the 1970s onwards, the numbers have drastically declined, and our seminaries in Ireland, Australia and the United States have closed down. Our younger members, our younger priests, are nearly all from Asia, the Pacific and South America. And right now 35 of the priests ordained in the last 15 years are about to conclude a pilgrimage in the footsteps of St. Columban along with their Superior General, Father Tommy Murphy. They visited the places where St. Columban founded monasteries in France, in Austria and in Bobbio where he died and where he founded his last monastery and where he died in the year 615. He is still greatly revered in Bobbio. But they've gone one step further than St. Columban. They're already in Rome where they will conclude their pilgrimage. Now, these young men are the bearers of hope for us older men. And there is a huge generation gap in the sense that because of the declining numbers, the drastically declining numbers in our seminaries in the 80s and 90s, the generation behind my generation is very, very sparse. But the generation behind them, thanks be to God, is picking up. And on the 29th of July, I was very happy and joyful to be present in our chapel in St. Columban's, St. Jul-Aug Street, Manila, when 4 young men made their aggregation, or their first commitment, their first formal commitment to the Missionary Society of St. Columban. And the date was chosen specifically because it was the 92nd anniversary of the formal foundation of the Society of St. Columban. The 4 young men, Michael, Earl, Louis and Kurt, are all from Mindanao. Kurt is from Aligan. Michael is from my former parish of Tangup City, Misamis Occidental. And Earl and Louis are from Agusan, Cagayan de Oro, which is the only Columban parish remaining in Mindanao, where formerly we had very many. And this month, or last month, June, was a doubly happy month for Louis because he passed the board exam for architects. So now he is a member of the Society of St. Columban and also a fully qualified architect. When I was a child and a young man, when I would hear teachers or guest speakers telling us that we were the hope or the future of the church or of the nation or whatever, part of me used to react inside by at least mentally yawning and maybe rolling my eyes. But from my vantage point now, at the age of 67, I see the truth of that. And the 4 young men who took their first oath of membership on Tuesday are truly the hope and the future of the Missionary Society of St. Columban. God knows where they will spend their days as missionary priests or where they may be sent on first mission assignment. And the 35 young priests concluding their pilgrimage in Europe are also bearers of hope for us older members. And one of my joys as a Columban is that in recent years we have rediscovered our patron, Saint Columban, as a real person and as an extraordinary missionary, a man of great faith, a man of great courage, a man who was not afraid to address kings and leaders and bishops and even the Pope about their wrongdoings as he perceived them. So with regard to the popes of his day, his disputes with them had more to do with the date of Easter rather than any wrongdoing on the part of the popes of his day. St. Columban, as I say, is our founder, is our patron rather, not our founder, but he was specifically chosen by Father Edward Galvin, later Bishop Galvin, as our patron because of his great missionary zeal. And as an older Columban, but because of the age gap with the next generation, there's more or less a gap of a generation, I'm still one of the younger Columbans. That's a nice thing in one way, but in another way it's discouraging. But I truly am hopeful that these 4 young men have made their first commitment to be future missionaries. And the 35 young priests from Korea, the Philippines, Fiji, Chile, Peru, and Tonga have been together now in the footsteps of a great European missionary, St. Columban, and have developed their friendship with one another in a way they never could have done before, and as a significantly large group. And I've no doubt that the zeal and enthusiasm and the prayerfulness and the experience of celebrating Mass together, especially in the places where St. Columban lived and where he died, will be a source of great life, a source for the future of the Missionary Society of St. Columban. And I thank God for the 35 young Columbans from Asia, the Pacific and South America and Ireland who are just about finishing their pilgrimage. And I thank God especially for the 4 young men from Mindanao, Michael, Earl, Louis and Kurt, who last Tuesday, the feast of Saints Peter and Paul, the 92nd anniversary of the foundation of the Missionary Society of St. Columban, threw in their lot with us. May God bless them, may He bless all Columbans, and may He bless our benefactors and supporters. Thank you.